guys, this is Karen here. I had some questions about the videos I posted, the two speed edits I did, one of the same model in the water and one where she was also in the moss like this. The two questions I had were, one, how do I dodge and burn? And two, what do I do to make that natural vignette and light source at the end? So what I've got here is a picture from the same session, a couple housekeeping things I want you to keep in mind before dodging and burning. I've actually shot this deliberately about one stop underexposed. The reason is that I'm going to be able to bring back a lot of the highlights. The other thing that you'll notice here is that I've actually already done some light retouching. So I've gone through and I've cleaned up, that's the layer on, I've cleaned up any imperfections, but I haven't smoothed her skin yet, and that's really important for how I dodge and burn. So what I'm going to do is I flatten everything after I've made my final decisions. I'm just going to go back. So what I'm going to do is run the Ultimate Dodge and Burn. This is available from the Red Kitchen, and I will include a link in the comments section. I'm just going to run that. So they're basically just curves layers. You can dodge and burn however you like, although I do recommend staying away from the actual dodge and burn tools. The reason is they actually suck the color out, and we want to try and keep this as natural as possible. So that's why I've used a curves layer. So what I'm going to do is change my brush to about, a little bit bigger than that, and put my hardness all the way down to 0. And then I set my opacity at 100%. However, I only set my flow to 5%. And of course, I'm going to make sure I have the white brush selected, and I'm going to zoom in nice and close. Now, something else I get asked is whether I'm using a pen tablet or a mouse. I use a mouse. The reason is I have a condition called essential tremor, and what that does is it makes my hands shake pretty severely, and so I find I don't have as much control with a pen as I do with the weight of a mouse. So that's what I'm using. There's no right or wrong way. So to begin dodging, I'm going to go right along the highlights where I see them. I'm even going to get some on her forehead there. Okay, and I'm going over. Now the difference is with flow is I can repeatedly go over and it'll lighten as I go. I'm definitely going to get the dark under her eyes. Everyone has this dark under their eyes. The more you clear it up, the younger they're going to look, which is important, especially for a model in this case. I prefer a bigger brush as I move along to the other cheek where I can see more. I'm going to go right to the side of the nose. And as you can see, I'm really just enhancing the natural highlights that already exist within the picture. You can do this with an image that has flat lighting, but the effect isn't going to be as strong. I'm going to zoom in really close, and I'm actually even going to get these two little spots here. Just a little bit. Alright, I'm fairly happy with that. No, I lied. I definitely want to lighten under the eyes a little bit more, so I'm going to keep doing that and really, really bring those dark circles out. There we go. So carrying on, I'm going to do this over her whole body, so I'm going to move to a bigger brush. I don't usually zoom in as much for details like this, I don't have to, but I am going to go along there. So you can start with burning if you prefer, but I always start with dodging first. I'm even going to get that little bit of light under her arm there. And then I'm going to make my brush even larger to get this arm here because it's close to the camera. There we go. So I'm trying to keep my brush about the same size as the highlights that I'm trying to bring up. If you use too small of a brush, you'll get streaks in there and it'll be quite uneven. So to get even more details like that, I'm actually going to zoom in. You can see it's a little blurry there on her hand because I was focused on her face, but that's okay. I'm still going to bring out the highlights on there, and that's actually going to slim her hand down just a little bit. All right. I'm going to do a quick once over. I actually missed this section here, especially on a very slender model like this. These beautiful lines here, definitely going to bring out the attention there. And I'm actually going to blend this hot spot in the shoulder a little bit more into the rest. So there we go. And now that I've done her skin, and I'm going to zoom out to show you the effect, I'm just going to turn that layer off and on. So I'm bringing a little bit of light to her skin. Now, because I want to do a really thorough job with this, I'm actually going to bring out some highlights in her hair. She's got these beautiful highlights, and I'm not too concerned about the brush size here. All I'm doing is going along the natural highlights that she has in her hair. There we go. So I'm ready to move on to burning. It's exactly the same process. So I've got a soft brush, hardness set to 0, opacity 100%, and flow at 5%. And I'm going to go along the natural shadows of her face, right in beside her nose, which is going to make it look slimmer. I only do a couple quick passes on the cheeks, usually. This model is quite experienced doing her own makeup. She does beautiful contouring, so I don't actually have to darken too much. And again, it's to taste. And then I'm also going to get in there as well. And then, zooming out, just running along the shadows. Now I find I don't do as much burning as I do dodging, just because of how I have exposed the image. So again, just a quick pass over. I'm really happy with that. I might actually burn along here to slim her waist down just a little bit. She's quite slender, but this dress was 3 sizes too big. We pinned it, so it does look a little bit awkward there. So to turn off the dodge and burn, there we go. And I've decided I'm just going to put a little bit of burning in her hair. There we go, especially there. There we go. So again, off and on. Now the real secret I find is when people dodge and burn, they tend to overdo it, or it looks a little bit false. In this case, I do want it to look a little bit exaggerated, especially because I'm doing an example. But the other key is that it's not really quite blended very well. So what I do is I actually wait until after I've dodged and burned to do my skin smoothing. Now again, this is a part of the Ultimate Retouch collection from the Red Kitchen. There will be a link, and I'm just going to go over. And again, I'm not going to do a very thorough job right now just because I want to get this example done quickly for you. So I'm just going to brush over real quick. For skin smoothing, I generally like to put my opacity at 100% and my flow at 100%. The reason being, I get a nice smooth coverage over the skin instead of a little bit chunky and blotchy, because I can always drop the whole layer opacity at the end. However, I probably won't in this case. For most clients, I would drop the opacity because this is a model and this is eventually going to be quite a dreamy piece. I will, of course, leave it very smooth. So what we're seeing here is a blending of the shadows a little bit better. So when I get nice and close here, I'm going to go right around her lips. Of course, I went around her lips and her eyes and everything like that. But when I get really close, where you can see these shadows, when I turn this off, you can see that it actually helps blend the shadows a little bit better. So when I do my dodging and burning, I always dodge and burn first and then do the skin smoothing. So stay tuned. In the next part, I will talk about how to get that vignette and light beams that look sort of natural. So thank you very much. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment and share it around if you got value. I also included all my social media links in the details portion of this video, so you can find me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, reach out to me, don't be shy. If you've got any questions, I'd love to help you out. Or if you've got an idea for a tutorial, I would love to hear it. Also, please show some love to my model, Tara Lynn Kate, whose Instagram link is also in the comments. Thanks for watching and have a great day.